The development plan that the Chicago Bears have for their new quarterback, Caleb Williams, it's pretty insane. Let's talk about it. What is going on, y'all? Faiz Sports Talk back at it with another video talking, of course, some NFL here to talk about the Chicago Bears and here to talk about Caleb Williams and exactly how the Bears are setting him up for success this upcoming season, his rookie year. All right. So this is pretty interesting. This is coming from an article per Josh Schrock of NBC Sports, in which he basically talked about the Bears' developmental plan. And I read this article, great article. I'll link it down below, man. And you guys need to check this out. So basically, Josh in here talks about how the Bears are being very careful and meticulous in their process for Caleb. And they have like steps of how they are going to make sure that this kid pans out. Basically, the entire front office and the coaching staff all know that their jobs are dependent on this kid succeeding. And so they are doing everything in their power to make sure that this kid succeeds. So how exactly are they doing that? Well, the work actually started even before Caleb got drafted by the Bears. So before the draft, when Caleb went and visited the Bears, they actually had his quarterback coach, Will Hewlett, get some of the Bears. They had the Bears give Caleb and his personal quarterback coach some footwork and cadences to work on in the weeks leading up to the draft. So this is literally prep work even before getting drafted from the Bears. And remember, I told you he was like learning about the Bears offense weeks before getting drafted. All right, so there was pre-work getting done even before the draft. Now let's talk about post-draft, okay? So post-draft here, the step one is going to be during the offseason program. Step two is going to be during the summer break before we get to training camp. So what exactly is this? It's a combination of him working with all the coaches. The first is having that proper infrastructure around him. So we all know they hired Shane Waldron to come in as the offensive coordinator. You got Kerry Joseph, the quarterback's coach. You got Thomas Brown. You got a bunch of these coaches coming in, and they are giving him the proper infrastructure. So here we go. Kerry Joseph and the passing game coordinator, Thomas Brown, will handle the daily details with Williams, while offensive coordinator Shane Waldron helps the quarterback with the 3,000-foot view and works to tailor the Bears' offense to Williams' strength. All right, that's key here because that did not happen with the last two quarterbacks in Chicago. What were our biggest complaints with Justin Fields and Mitchell Trubisky? The offense was never tailored to them. And when it was in spurts, it was sporadic, it was random, and it was never consistent. This time around, the Bears aren't making a mistake. They are not. They are going and tailoring the entire offense around Caleb Williams. This is not Shane Waldron coming in with his offense only. It's him coming in with his offense that suits Caleb. All right? So that is huge here. And so that infrastructure being in place, this is what I'm talking about. All right? And they also mentioned here with the infrastructure sound, Thomas Brown will be more behind the scenes as Kerry Joseph takes charge of the daily instruction of the Bears' new franchise quarterback. That work for Joseph is all about fine-tuning Williams' fundamentals. The Bears don't believe there's much to clean up, but they want to ensure Williams stays consistent while maintaining the playmaking ability that makes him special. So here we go. First, you're tailoring the offense. First, you're putting the proper infrastructure around him. Next, you're tailoring the offense to him. And now you are brushing up on those fundamentals and you're fine-tuning the details. All right, so they're making sure that, hey, we want to give this kid all of the tools, everything in our power to make sure that, he succeeds. But that comes from the fundamentals. A lot of the criticism with Caleb Williams has been the fact that, he tries to make the hero play every single time. And, a lot of his highlights are off script. They're not in the pocket within structure. That's what people say, right? That's what the critics say. But we know that Caleb Williams can't play within structure. And so what the Bears are doing is they're like, let's fine-tune these fundamentals. Let's do that. There's not a lot to clean up here because he's got all the physical tools in the world, but let's clean up whatever we can clean up, all right? And then they talked about the cadences, learning all of that, and just, being commanding the pocket. Like, Caleb is a perfectionist, folks. All right, there's a part in the article here where he also talks about the fact that during rookie minicamp, the 2-day rookie minicamp, when Caleb was on the field, he missed a few throws and there were a couple of drops, but each time that a rep was unsuccessful, he would go link up with that intended receiver, be it first-round pick Rome Odunze or undrafted free agent Brendan Bates, and talk through the rep and then ask them to run it again to get it right. Like, this kid is a perfectionist. He needs to continue to do it until he gets it right. So that part, you like to see that. Actually, you love to see that. So basically, that is kind of this developmental plan here. There's a lot of work to be done between now and week 1, but the Bears are doing everything in their power to make sure this kid succeeds. So just to recap here, they're making sure that the proper infrastructure is around him, with not just the coaches, but obviously the roster. We know how good the roster is. Number 2, the offense is being tailored completely to him, right? We are basically saying whatever his strengths are, we're tailoring the offense to him. And then 3, they're brushing up on his fundamentals and fine-tuning the details. They're not trying to change up his release. They're not trying to change up, his footwork. They're just trying to clean up some things. They're trying to just, whatever they can fix up a little bit, they're trying to, right? Everything with Caleb already is solid, but can you make it a little bit better? That's what you're doing. What I kind of look at this is they are treating Caleb Williams like the Ferrari that he is. Justin Fields and even Mitchell Trubisky, to a certain extent, were not treated like that. Justin was not a number 1 pick, so we know that. Mitchell was a number 2 pick, but they were just treated like, hey, I just got this car in my garage. I'm going to use it whenever I want. I'm going to treat it however I want, and, maybe I'll clean it one day. Maybe I'll take it for an oil change, in a couple of months. But Caleb is like, okay, every single day I'm going to the garage. I'm making sure everything's nice. The car's looking clean. I'm making sure the oil's changed. Like, they are treating Caleb like the Ferrari is, giving him everything he needs to succeed. So you love to see it, man. And obviously we won't know until we see him on the field, but all signs point to Caleb succeeding, and hopefully that is the case. So I'm excited, man. Let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment down below with your thoughts as always. Thanks for watching.